Hello, and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today we're going to be continuing 50 years of horror fiction. We're going to be talking about the year 1984. So if you guys are ready, because I know I am ready, let's go ahead and get underway, alright? First up, we've got a Manhattan ghost story. This is by T.M. Wright. Do you see ghosts? Photographer Abner Cray arrives in Manhattan to begin working on an illustrated book of the city. However, he finds that Art, the owner of the flat he is staying in, has gone missing, leaving behind a beguiling and sensuous young lady called Phyllis Pelleprat, to whom he's instantly attracted. Soon Abner is deeply involved with Phyllis and is wholly unprepared for the revelation that Art is actually wanted for her murder, an event which took place sometime earlier. When Phyllis disappears, Abner wanders the streets and he sees what appears to be disaffected and strangely acting people everywhere, hailing taxis, selling puppies on street corners, pushing baby carriages, and he starts to suspect. And that is a Manhattan ghost story by T.M. Wright. Okay, next we have got Cast a Cold Eye, and this is by Alan Ryan. Jack Quinlan, an American writer, travels to a small village in the remote western part of Ireland to research a book on the Irish famine. The quiet, picturesque village seems just the place to spend a few months writing, but beneath its placid exterior lurk dark secrets. Why did the locals behave so strangely? What is Father Henning, the enigmatic parish priest, hiding? And what is the meaning of the strange ritual Jack observes in the cemetery? The search for answers will lead him to the terrifying discovery that the ghosts of the past linger on in the present and they cry out for blood. And that is Cast a Cold Eye, and that is by Alan Ryan. Okay, moving on. I have actually read this book. I believe I've read this book about 3 times. It was actually one of the first big horror novels that I ever read. I got on a big reading kick back in the 80s, probably around the time that this book actually came out, and I absolutely loved it. I think I'm going to reread it. I might actually reread it and do a review on it. But anyway, I am talking about Son of the Endless Night. Son of the Endless Night by John Ferris. In a peaceful Vermont courtroom, humanity will be called to trial by endless evil. Ancient and implacable, armed with sensuality, delusion, and horrible death, it will join itself to human weakness in an unholy alliance. Against it stand only imperfect human beings, caught in a world-spanning struggle in which they have everything to lose for all of us and only human strength to help them. Not since The Exorcist has there been such a powerful novel of demonic possession as Son of the Endless Night. Perhaps never has there been a novel that so weds supernatural horror with human weakness as to make the two inextricably one. That is Son of the Endless Night by John Ferris. Okay. And let me see here. Whoa, this is going to be a long... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Here we go. I thought it was going to be a fairly long synopsis, and it kind of is, but anyway. This is The Ceremonies, and this is by T.E.D. Klein. For graduate student Jeremy Freer, citified, cynical, yet prone to daydreams, summer is the time to shed a few pounds and finally get some reading done for a course on Gothic literature. He's picked just the right place, the small, secluded village of Gilead, New Jersey, only 90 minutes from Manhattan, but with its antique customs and clannish traditions seemingly centuries away. For farmers Sar and Deborah Porth, young members of Gilead's fundamentalist community, the summer threatens a conflict between their passionate natures and the stern dictates of their faith. For Sar's widowed mother, gifted with second sight, it promises the frightful awakening she's dreaded all her life. And for aspiring dancer Carol Conklin, a naive country girl struggling to survive in the city, it brings not only the first blush of romance, but a lucky job with a kindly-looking old man known as Mr. Rosebottom. But Rosie, as he calls himself, bears a more sinister name, the Old One, and a far more terrifying secret. Though the signs are all about them, he alone knows the invisible design that rules these people's lives as they dance unwittingly toward doom. For in the heat of summer, an ancient corruption is stirring, an evil rooted not far from the Porth farm, yet reaching to the city and beyond. The time has come for the ceremonies, the monstrous rites that will unleash on a despised creation an age-old promise of apocalypse. And to see the scheme unfold like some deadly flower is to watch a nightmare come to life. And that is The Ceremonies, and that is by T.E.D. Klein. And if I am correct in this, I think this was the only novel that T.E.D. Klein wrote, or the only one that he published. I know he did a novella collection called Dark Gods. I've got that one. But was this his only novel? If anybody knows for sure, let me know, because I'm curious. But I think it was. Alright, and finally we have got Vampire Junction, and this is by S.P. Somto. Now acknowledged as one of the most important classics of 20th century Gothic literature, S.P. Somto's tale of a 12-year-old rock star vampire, his Jungian analyst, and the Wagnerian conductor, who is his nemesis, turned the entire genre upside down in the 1980s and is considered the ancestor of the splatterpunk movement. Vampire Junction has been voted one of the top 40 horror books of all time. Timmy Valentine, He'll Steal Your Heart and Have It for Breakfast. 21st century edition of this unforgettable classic of high-intensity horror. And that is Vampire Junction. That is by S.P. Somto. So that is going to do it for the year 1985. So what I need to do now is go in and I need to find some books for 1984. 1984. So I need to go in and find some books for 1985, 86, and beyond. And until next time, thank you guys for watching, and take care and stay scared. Bye-bye.